What does it take to truly capture the thrill and adventure of motorcycle life? Something that's closer to a movie than a crappy home video. Well, it's a lot easier than you might think, and it can be done with one camera. To show you how, we're going to go on a ride. I'll take you to some of my favorite local spots, breaking down the best shots that I like to get, as well as exactly how to set up the camera and use it so that you can too. And thanks to Insta360 for sponsoring this video, we'll be using the X5 and a few accessories to get our main shots, as well as the Ace Pro 2 for some POV shots and to help explain how I'm setting things up. Alright, let's head out and get the first shot that I've fallen in love with, the rear chase shot. And I'm sure you've seen this shot many times before, but there's a few things we can be doing to take this to the next level. For positioning, I like to have the camera hanging over the back of the bike a bit to give us a cleaner view of it, with the camera around shoulder height and off to the side, in line with the handlebar if you were looking from behind. I've made the mistake before of having the camera directly behind me, but with this just blocking off the view of the road ahead, I just don't quite feel like it gives the same sense as having it off to the side and being able to see where the rider is going. And to achieve this, I've got it attached to the pillion peg using the support clamp off the license plate hanger for a little extra stability. To capture the sense of speed, the very best thing to do is to use ND filters. Introduced in summer last year, ND filters have been a game changer for the X5, and I use them for any shots where I want to convey speed. By manually setting your shutter speed using the 180-degree rule, which in this case with the capture set to 8K and 30 FPS, the shutter speed is set to 1/60, and this gives us a lovely natural looking motion blur. And what you're seeing here is all achieved at legal speeds. And I'm not saying that to avoid a visit from the local constabulary, but just to demonstrate that you don't need to go really fast to get this kind of effect. Another thing that helps is going for a wider field of view. In the Insta360 studio for this, I have it set to 98 and the distortion control set to 0.90. In certain situations, this would introduce too much fisheye effect, but here it really helps increase the perception of speed with the scenery just rushing past so much faster. And I also like to enable jitter restoration so that the camera tilts with the rider as naturally as possible. Now, this is where it can get confusing because you would think that you would want tilt recovery, but tilt recovery and jitter restoration aim to do the same thing. Tilt recovery is a little bit smoother in how it transitions as the bike leans, whereas jitter restoration feels a bit more one-to-one with the bike, so that's why I aim for that one. And one other thing to mention here is my personal performance. I'm being a bit more exaggerated with my movements, giving the ride a bit more of an engaging look. If someone was following, it would probably raise some eyebrows, but I think it enhances the feel of the ride, so it's worth a few jibes at the next coffee stop. And then lastly for audio, I've got the GPS preview remote tucked under the seat, which is just a great position to be out of the wind while still capturing that exhaust note. And all of this comes together to take what is a pretty ordinary ride and turning it into an epic looking one. Alright, let's get to the first stop. So these are a couple of my favorites while out exploring, giving the effect of using a drone. Using the extended 3-meter selfie stick, it allows you to get a lovely high and wide shot of you and the surroundings. And all I'm doing is resting the pole on the bridge and then slowly moving the camera across in front of me at roughly a 45-degree angle. Another one I like is extending the pole out to the side as I'm walking along, and then raising it up to see the environment. Now, because I'm walking along a straight bridge, I have the distortion control set to 0 here, with the field of view set to 130. This keeps the bridge looking normal, because adding any distortion here will start to make the bridge look unnatural, but we compensate with a larger field of view so we can widen the shot and see more of what's around. For both of these shots, I'm not using ND filters, and I just have the settings in auto because I don't need motion blur, and this just helps me get the cleanest shot that's properly exposed. Okay, let's get back on the road and to the next spot, where we're going to look at how you can make sections of your ride look even more action-packed. So for this, we're going for a multi-angle setup, and really this is one of the trickiest to get with one camera because it means you need to do multiple passes with the camera mounted in different positions. That said, one of the biggest benefits of 360 cameras is that they're capturing everything around it, so it allows you to get multiple angles from the same mounted position. I have the X5 mounted low on the left side off of the crash bar to get an angle of the front wheel and my gear changes, one on the rear to get the exhaust and the rear shock and wheel working, as well as one on the front to get a close-up of the rider, as well as a front-facing shot. And the results look something like this. Now, it's worth mentioning that for some of these shots, we're getting the camera pretty close to the ground, so lens damage is a risk. However, Insta360 have you covered here because if you purchase one through my link down below, you'll get a free lens replacement kit thrown in with your purchase. And now is the perfect time to get one because Insta360's spring sale is now on, where they've got massive discounts across their range. And you can find out about the discounts on offer, as well as how to get yours in the description down below. Alright, let's finish this section of the ride with a front-mounted shot. And all I've done is mount the selfie stick on the handlebars, extending it out in front of me, slightly off to the side, being careful that the stick doesn't catch on the fairing when I move the handlebars. Obviously, this is going to be more difficult on a faired bike, so you may need to come off the handlebar off to the side, or maybe off the mirror stalk if they're sturdy enough. Okay, now for something really cool, though it will be limited in certain situations. By using the selfie stick coming straight off the side of the bike, we can create a really cool rolling shot. To keep the bike central, we just need to use the deep track feature inside of the Insta360 Studio, and that's going to keep the bike framed nicely in the middle. And just like our bridge walk earlier, to make this shot look more natural, we need distortion control set to 0, and I've got the field of view to around 120 here, creating a nice straight edge of the road you're riding on. But obviously with the selfie stick out so far, I appreciate that this angle is pretty niche because you can't ride normally like this, but if you have a space to do it and an interesting area that you want to capture, it could be a really unique shot to get in there. Alright, moving on to the next spot where we're going to get some more footage on foot. For this, I want a shot of me walking along this bank to then reveal where I am and the view I have. So for this, I'm just holding the extended selfie stick out in front of me down low before lifting it up slowly to reveal where I am. And after a few inquisitive looks from the local ramblers, let's move on to the next spot. Now, even though I've been using the Ace Pro 2 for my POV shots, you can use the X5 for this to good effect. By using the chin mount and having it pointing down, it creates a similar effect to the chest mount, making you feel more involved in the ride in your POV shots. And again, with the ND filters back on and manual shutter speed set, it looks amazing at speed or even just moving slowly through an interesting area. The only thing to bear in mind is that the wide angle of the 360 footage will create more of a fisheye effect, but you can tweak this in the Insta360 Studio to suit what you want, like we did with the other footage. And speaking of slower riding, if you want to capture a larger scene or place that you're riding through, going back to a rear selfie stick mounting position is a great option, with it lifted a little bit higher than before. And because we want the focus on the scenery, we'll keep direction lock on to keep the horizon level, and we'll take the ND filters off because we don't really want the motion blur. So we just leave the settings in auto. And this takes us to our next spot, a near 1400-year-old chapel, giving us the perfect chance to use our extended selfie stick again to get some rotating drone shots. Going inside, I shorten the selfie stick a little, keeping it low down in front of me before walking in and raising it up to get a full view of what's inside. And while I'm in there, I'll get some close-up shots of a few interesting details inside. And for this, I drop down to 5.7K at 60 FPS. Because shooting at a higher frame rate means I can slow the footage down to half speed. And this is usually better for these shots because it smooths out any uneven movements. Okay, we've got one more stop to make where we're going to get some shots of the best thing about motorcycle life, the bike itself. And sticking with the slow motion theme, we can use the same techniques to get some close-ups, an orbit shot around the bike using deep track to keep it centered, or for another drone shot, starting with the camera low down, then lifting it up while walking backwards to reveal my final view of the day. Alright, hopefully this has given you some real inspiration for how you can level up your own footage, and while we've covered a fair bit here, even just using some of this can make all the difference for your rides and the more interesting places that you're going to see. And remember that if you want to pick up an X5, an Ace Pro 2, or any of the accessories that we looked at in this video, then now is the time, because Insta360 have just kicked off their spring sale where you can get massive discounts on all of their products. And again, if you buy through my link, you'll get a free lens replacement kit thrown in too. Outside of that, thank you so much for joining me for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.